All right, we were going to roll into the regular news, but some stuff went down during this break.
This is the ultra-regular news.
You can't contain yourself.
We've got to save him.
I thought this was something that we would laugh about during the break and not actually talk about on the podcast.
There's no laughing matter.
This is
Brad.
serious business.
All right, serious news needs a serious bumper. Yeah.
Breaking news.
HQ's Scott is being kept in a cage and cattle prodded against his will by the co-founders of Vine.
Free Scott!
Hashtag free Scott!
Free Scott!
Save him!
What's up with Scott?
So the Daily Beast ran...
Oh, you mean Quiz Daddy?
Sorry, yes. Trap Trebek.
Did he come up with that one?
Okay. Only he could have come up with that one.
Yeah.
So this is the Daily Beast reached out to the host of HQ,
yes,
which is the trivia app we
have talked about
not that long ago.
Okay.
Yeah, Scott Rogowski, I believe it is.
Rogo.
They reached out to him to just ask him questions like, "Hey, you're the host of this thing. What's up?"
Do like a little light profile,
a little
piece.
puff piece profile on this guy. He's a stand-up comic in the New York, in Brooklyn. I don't know. And they asked him some questions, and then at one point they decided to contact HQ and ask them a couple of questions. At which point, one of the co-founders of HQ, who's also one of the co-founders of Vine, is it Russ Yusupov, fucking flipped out and got on the phone with them and said that Scott is not authorized to talk. So the response they got. So let's see here. So yeah, Scott agreed to the interview and chatted with the Daily Beast on Monday afternoon. The Daily Beast simultaneously reached out to HQ PR and Yusupov, one of HQ's founders, letting him know of our plans to write a story about the host. Several hours later, we received an email from Yusupov stating that HQ was not making Scott available to discuss his involvement with HQ with the media/press. The reporter informed Yusupov that we had already interviewed Scott as the story was nearing publication, but encouraged him to call us with any concerns. And then it sounds like he called up Yellen, immediately raised his voice is what they used here, and said they're completely unauthorized to write about Scott or HQ without his approval. And if they wrote any type of piece about Scott, he would lose his job.
What the fuck?
Whoa. Quote, you're putting Scott's job in jeopardy. Is that what you want?
Did he actually
Scott
say
could
that?
lose his job.
These are quotes from this fucking guy.
You're putting Scott's job in jeopardy?
Yeah, by running this piece. Please read me your story word from word, or you can email it to me, or all other requests he made.
And they ran the story, right?
They ran the story with this now at the front of it, of like, can you believe this insane interaction? Because at the end of the call, he said, by the way, this was all off the record, which they said, no, it's fucking not. That's not how this works.
It only is if we say it is.
My favorite part...
That's not something you say after the fact, dumbass.
My favorite part is Yusupov's objections began with the line, quote, Scott said that despite the attention, he'll still be able to walk down the street and order his favorite salad from Sweet Garden without being accosted. He cannot say that, Yusupov shouted. We do not have a brand deal with Sweet Garden. Under no circumstances can he say that.
Can you fucking imagine? When asked to confirm that Rogowski can't say he personally enjoys eating at Sweet... Yeah, he cannot say... Yeah.
It's highly unprofessional of you to reach out to one of our contract employees without my permission. He cannot say that people want trivia, is a quote that the founder of the HQ Trivia app said to the Daily Beast.
But they do.
But he can't.
And then, they also stopped to point out that he also then just revealed that Scott is not a full-time HQ employee.
Yeah.
Yusupov said he'd approved the Daily Beast to write an article about Scott's life, but they were not allowed to include any mention of HQ or his role in HQ, or he could be terminated.
Jeff, you had mentioned, we were kind of talking about this during the break, you had kind of mentioned that since they were rolling out more and more hosts, maybe you were thinking that they had to let's diversify and make sure that no one person is tied to the HQ.
Everything. As soon as I loaded it up and there was a second host one day, and they didn't mention Scott's not here. I immediately realized they can't let him get too big. They can't, especially in these fledgling days. If he gets too big and is the face of HQ, which make no fucking mistake, he is the face of HQ.
Yes. At the same time, the shocking thing out of all this to me is that Scott has a fan base.
I'm not saying that Scott is great at his job.
Yeah,
but I love Scott, and I will fight to defend him.
Yes.
Okay. Sure.
I have
Scott's
complicated
honor.
feelings.
Okay, that I
about
can see.
Scott.
Also, people hate Sharon, apparently.
Yeah, Sharon's bad.
I like how
Sharon's okay.
I like how matter of fact she is though. She's basically just like, let's read the question.
There was this
repeat the question.
So
say one very bland thing about the question,
and then move on. Like it's very fast. It's very like boom, boom, boom.
I can appreciate that.
Like there's something to that for sure. So there was another guy one weekend. I loaded up Friday before leaving, and it was some other dude in a suit. And he was just like, I think was his name Benji? Like that's just in my head. Like his name had to have been fucking Benji. But he said like, yeah, I'm one of Scott's boys.
Yeah.
It was like this feeling of just like, oh, they it was this realization of just like they have a chat in that thing and you see it scroll, and when it's not Scott, people fucking flip.
Yeah. Last time it was Sharon, people were talking mad shit. It was bad.
And so it looked like this sad attempt to go like, I'm friends with Scott. Please,
I'm one of Scott's inner circle.
I'm Scott's weed carrier. I get busted, so he doesn't. And yeah, so yeah, you got the impression that maybe they were, either they, maybe schedules didn't work out, because I think Scott does host some kind of comedy night on a somewhat regular basis, or whatever it is. I've looked into this at one point, but I don't remember the specifics. But it's presumably he does other things than fucking host HQ twice a day.
Garden,
yeah, eats at Sweet Garden and lives in a cage where the founders of Vine fucking zap him with a cattle prod when he acts up, apparently. What the hell? So
you cannot tell him that you want trivia. You cannot tell him that we like doing trivia.
Fuck, man. Like, this now makes me hate Vine. Like, this is now like, oh, Vine.
This makes me love Scott more, like HQ less, and hate Vine.
Yes, that is exactly how I've come out of this.
I think
as well.
one of my favorite trends this year is people in positions of power not understanding how you go off the record. From the Mooch to Steve Bannon to now this guy who runs HQ.
Right.
People not understanding
it's been a banner year
how to talk to reporters.
Fucking idiots. Idiots on the come up all over 2017, as it turns out.
Yeah. So where do we go from here?
I think I don't know. That depends. Do they terminate their relationship with Scott?
I mean, they like all the pieces are in place that if they were to follow through with what they've said, they would now fire him.
I'll just put this out here. If they let Scott go, I am uninstalling HQ.
All right.
Yeah.
And I implore everyone out there to do the same.
I'm taking the Scott pledge.
That's right.
The Rogo pledge.
That's right. We are standing by Scott on this.
I stand with Scott.
For now.
Okay.
We don't know Scott.
Actually, I'm going to dial back a little bit.
I'm not going to throw all the way in with Scott here, because I don't know Scott.
You're making it sound like Scott's fan base needs a pet name now. Like, I don't know. What does he call his followers? Rogies?
The human race.
The roguelikes.
It's terrible. I love it.
How many people roughly do you remember?
They've gotten up to like 70,000.
No, I know now.
They got 112.
No, yeah, I know. What I'm asking is, how many did they have when you started?
Under 10.
Was it like 4 digits when you were playing at first?
It was maybe low 5. It was maybe the 10,000s.
I got into like 20 to 30.
Yeah, it was like 30,000 when I started messing with it.
And I don't know. I mean, they had scale issues for a while, and the games were. That's what I assumed the problem was. You would load up the app. So for people who don't know, this is a live trivia thing that happens twice a day.
Yeah.
And it's a video. Yeah. So it's a host talking to you from your iPhone screen, introducing questions, like a little game show. The questions pop up on your screen. You tap the answer. So it's this merging of a video game show with like app stuff.
Yeah.
And it's neat. It's novel.
Cross-platform, is it iOS only?
I think it's iOS only
iOS
for now.
only right now. In fact, it's iPhone only. Even if you want to play it on an iPad, you have to use the iPhone version.
Oh, right.
Blown up to full screen. It's weird.
They had a $7,500 game this weekend, and I saw there was 118,000 people in at its peak, which is incredible.
Yeah. They've been experiencing tremendous growth.
It's neat. It's a neat future thing.
It reminds me of 1 versus 100.
Yeah.
In that weird, like, this is a weird future-y kind of thing.
It's future-y, like part of the.
It feels like a moment because it's drawing people together on a schedule.
Right. Mm-hmm. Part of the reason I think it's so successful or appealing is that it just looks future-y. Like the presentation is really slick. Like it's this full screen video that fills your entire thing with the little questions.
Except now all I can think of is the host. All I can think of is Scott clearly wearing shorts, just like, but the shot is cut off. So all you see is the suit jacket.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And it's just like him on some ramshackle green screen in some sweatshop. And then he goes right back in his cage, apparently. I don't know, because like, don't talk about salad, get back in the cage.
He pulls off his suit jacket and clip-on tie.
Right.
And goes back to whatever he was doing.
Yeah. Yeah, they inject him and he passes out and they put him back in the cage for, all right, wake him up tomorrow.
Yeah.
Zap him awake, put him back to work.
Poor Scott.
I don't know. This is a hard thing to qualify, but it looks like something out of like of some like Verhoeven vision of the future to me.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah.
Like a fake newscast or fake game show you would see on some satirical vision of the future.
Yeah, except like
it's real.
Except like
just like everything else in real life now.
out, and you see everyone all watching it at the same time, or something. It's not just one person; it's like 100 people on the street, not talking to each other because they're all getting
their trivia.
Like you
Max
could see
Headroom beamed into their.
5 years from now, Scott might be the biggest celebrity in the country.
Exactly. He is the like Ruby. He's the fucking Chris Tucker character from The Fifth Element.
Yeah. Yes. Totally. Totally.
I hope he dresses like that when it all happens too, because I think that'd be a good look. Yeah. So it's a weird, cool thing. This guy being bananas
just makes it weirder.
Yeah,
and more fun.
No, less fun that the people running it are monsters.
Yeah. Less fun if you want to enjoy the app. More fun if you like seeing things break.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, I mean, there's positive and negative to all sides.
Be honest though. Do you want to see him get fired just for the crazy drama that would ensue?
I want to see Scott succeed.
Let's not be hasty.
All right. I whether it's there or otherwise, I'm tempted to say. I wonder if that thing has reached a scope where if like they did fire him, if he walks into another job immediately.
I don't think so.
People are like, "Oh man, we got the guy that hosted HQ."
Yeah. I mean, yeah,
like,
he would
not a
find
guaranteed
something.
Success.
He would find something, but I don't think it's not big enough that he writes his own ticket.
Is he like the
means.
buddy in the next season of MacGyver?
No,
what
I don't think so.
What are we lining up for him to help him?
He is in no way. Maybe.
Yeah. A web-based reality show.
Yes, he is not at network TV level yet.
Joe Millionaire
not even close.
3.
Not even close.
Like a cable TV, though.
Maybe
we'll get him.
Sure.
Have you watched cable TV lately? He is beyond that.
He could be one of the Property Brothers.
I could see him on. I could see him on E or something like that. Sure. Yeah. Breaking news.
Bring back Talk Soup.
Developing story.
Yeah, we'll check back in on the story as it progresses.